Hello, this is Paul Frazier again from Western Ohio Bigfoot Research, and I got my friends Amie Coplan and Carrie Barath with me today. They're going to talk about their last trip camping out at Salt Fork, and she's got her little
Aw,
doggy, one of her little doggies with her.
doggy kisses.
If I sit down, they think that's an invitation for my lap.
Oh, that's funny.
And and Amie, if I'm not mistaken, is out at this location where she found a print. How long ago has it been? A few days?
I found it last week. I believe it was
Let's see.
uh maybe Friday, I think, maybe. Yeah,
I'll mention that Amie has this group, Monroe County Bigfoot enthusiasts,
yep, that's us.
and let's see. Here we go. Here's the. This is the drainage ditch where you found it.
Right, right. The drainage ditch pretty much runs alongside this road, and then there is a run, not even a creek really. It's a run that runs on the other side of it.
That that's the print there, right? Before you put the dollar there, I believe.
I think so. I can't really see it, but it looks,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah. There it
that's
is
it.
with the dollar
Hmm.
bill.
Oh, wow.
Let me see if I can make it a little bigger. No, I don't think that worked, did it?
Yeah,
No.
but that's okay. You get the gist of it. But yes, that's it.
Okay. And then this is one of your dogs, Sweetie. You mentioned
Right.
that she was kind of on alert.
Yeah, she was really nervous that day. I have one dog that sometimes gets out of the car, sometimes she doesn't. Not a big deal, but Sweetie never turns down a walk. And today she's out running around, doing her thing. That day she got out of the car, the tail went between the legs,
Hmm.
and she would
Did
walk a few yards, and she'd turn around and try to go back to the car.
did she act like she
Uh,
was smelling something, putting her nose up or anything?
well, well, I didn't. No, I didn't notice that. It was more that she seemed you scared. Actually,
Just a
she was
sense of.
really nervous. Yeah,
Hmm.
she like I said, her tail was between her legs, and she would walk a little bit, then she'd turn around and try to go back to the car. I didn't have the other one. I didn't. I just had her out, and today they're acting completely normal. They're doing their thing, and so I don't know what was. And then to find that possible print, uh, it was. I don't know whether it was a coincidence or what, but because I've never found a print here as long as I've been coming here. I've never found a print. That's my first one here.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I don't know how well you can see it on the screen there, but when I looked at it, it looks like you can see toes right here at the top of it. I keep forgetting you can't
Yes,
see my mouse.
yes,
Uh,
yeah,
at the top, it looks like there's toe prints, and
yes,
then the heel is where the dollar bill that goes just below the
correct,
dollar bill.
right. Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't. Shame on me. I didn't have my measuring tape.
Well,
So
not
I
expecting it on a place
no,
where you walk all the time and just happen to look
absolutely,
down to
I
see it.
wasn't. Right, I absolutely wasn't expecting that. I mean, I've had just a few odd things happen along this road that I don't even think that is Sasquatch related, but I've been coming here for about 8 years, and that's the first time I've ever seen anything that resembles a print.
Hmm. That's usually when you'd always catch you off guard like that when you least expect
Exactly.
it. It seems like
Right. Right.
the last time I took my grandkids, my my son has four boys, and I took three of them. The other one was too young, so I took the other three. We went to back where that big tree is, at the
Oh,
reservoir
yeah.
where I go, and we walked back in the woods there to the tree. And when we were coming back, Wally, he was just running all over the place, and he just stopped, and he was looking over in this wooded area, and he was just growling. He just started growling, and he's never done that. He's never done it
Oh, wow.
since, and it's the only time I've ever seen him do it is that one time. He stopped and was looking. I didn't see anything. We were all looking like, what is he growling at? And he kept staring over there, growling at something. I don't know what it was. But
Wow. Yeah, that's kind of unnerving, but and your dogs they can tell you a lot, you know. I don't necessarily like to have them out with me when
yeah,
I'm like, if I'm actually like out looking for prints or whatever, inevitably they'll step in whatever I'm looking at. And if I stop to look at something, they want to see what it is and they step in it, and it's not a good idea. But if I have them with me when I'm camping or uh, walking like this, they definitely let me know there's something
oh
not
yeah,
right.
they're good at finding
You
stuff that
know?
you would walk right past, not even know it was there. But
Oh yeah, exactly,
like
exactly.
Tank found that dead coyote, and he's
Right.
found
Yeah.
dead deer a lot of times. And the one time over at that reservoir, not on the side where the tree is, that's the bottom land part of the creek, the lower flat part, and then there's another part that I walk, which is up on the ridge across the creek. There's two different places where I hike over there, and I was up on the ridge part. That's where that tree structure's at, and I went over there with Tank. We would go over there like a couple times a week, and just walk all the way back there, and then turn around and come back out to the car. And we were coming back out, and he was just running down the trail, and all of a sudden he just like slammed on the brakes and started smelling the ground. And he was up ahead of me, and he was just smelling the ground real intently. And then by the time I got up to him, he took off again. And I looked at the ground there, and it looked like a print where he was smelling.
Wow.
I mean, he just
Wow.
like stopped on a dime to smell it. I don't know. I mean, it didn't look like a boot, it, but I don't know. It wasn't really that. I took a picture of it, but you couldn't really
Right.
make it out that well. But I just
When
kind
they're
of
not
made me curious
defined.
why he stopped like that and started smelling
Right.
because
Yeah, when they're not defined, when you don't have actual toes,
he's
and
never done that.
it's hard to tell. I mean, like I said in the post, it's like a crapshoot. It's a long shot, but this it looks like it could be a print. It looks like there could
Yeah.
be toes.
Well, it does
I
look
didn't have a
somber.
tape measure. Certainly didn't have any casting material with me, so
It
here I
looks
am.
sunk in, and it looks sunk in the shape of a foot. Like I said,
Right,
it looks like toes out on the top part of it.
right,
But I don't know.
right.
It's
No, me
frustrating though
neither.
when you can't find more than one or you can't find a trackway.
Yeah, yeah. Where do they go? But there was a lot of leaf litter above the ditch, and it looked like possibly maybe something had gone through there, but it wasn't even enough to photograph. You couldn't have been able to tell in a photograph. I tried taking some pictures and it didn't. Nothing came out. I
Hmm.
don't know if that's where that chalk would come in handy, the spray chalk. Uh, but
I don't know if it would
I
with
still
it
need to
that
try
wet,
that.
but a
Yeah.
lidar scanner I think would work.
I have no idea how that LiDAR works.
You can get an app for your phone. I know for iPhone you can get it. I don't know about Android, but iPhone they have an app for it's a lidar app. I don't know if it's free or not. I haven't really looked into it, but you can do like a 3D scan with it. I was just looking at a video today on YouTube. It was like a police forensic video, and they were showing with this. It was like a little scanner. It was like a box, really, but it was a scanner, and they would set it on the ground, and they showed somebody could walk like on a tile floor, and you could set the scanner down on the floor, and it would show that footprint.
Wow.
I mean, you couldn't see it with your eyes at all, but it showed it really clear with the scanner.
Wow.
And I'm trying to figure out a way to use that like in the woods.
Wonder if that has to be on like a solid ground, like concrete or
Well, that's what I was
tile
wondering because
or
they were showing like different surfaces where they had somebody walk and then they put it down and you could see right where they stepped, and then they used like a double-sided sticky. Well, I guess it was not double-sided. One side, it was like a sticky film material that they peeled off and then stuck it on the ground there, and then peeled it back up, and you could see the footprint on it. You
wow.
could see it with the machine. You couldn't see it with your eyes. But
Right.
when they pulled it back up, the machine showed it clearly on that film.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know
So
if you could use something like that in the woods or not, but it'd be cool if you could.
well, that's what I'm trying to figure out. I looking at what police use for forensics or crime scenes, because they've got technology to find footprints and to get a copy of it or whatever. That's why I think I'm really liking the idea of using the LiDAR. I will really want to try it to see how well it does, but because rather than carrying a big thing of plaster in your backpack, like like 8 pounds of plaster
Right.
in your backpack,
Right.
you could carry a scanner and then just scan it, and then you can use a 3D printer and then print it out, and then it's not going to break because it's not plaster. It's made out of a different material that's not going to break on you.
Right.
And
I guess what you can scan that LiDAR and then send it to a printer or something and it'll print it out in 3D or
yeah, you can save it as a file, and then with a 3D printer you can print it out. Because like
huh.
in snow, I think if you try to cast in snow, you're just going to melt the snow when you pour the plaster in, because it's going to be a little
No,
warmer.
I mean I know you can cast in snow, but I'm not exactly sure how.
Well, I
The
know they
one thing
use like a spray. They'll use like a
yeah,
spray on it, but I don't know. It seems like you're going to lose detail. That's why I think a scanner, if this LiDAR works like I think it will, I don't know. I want to see if it shows like dermal ridges. I need to really just try it out. Maybe I'll
I
use my own foot and then
well,
scan it and
yeah,
see
I
how well
mean,
it does.
yeah, exactly. Practice. I'd like to
Yeah.
try to learn how to cast underwater. I know you can, but I'm not exactly sure how it works. So,
Yeah, because I
um,
think they do, like in the rivers and creeks, they do walk through the water more than they do on the bank because they
oh, I absolutely,
conceal their footprints.
yeah. I actually was listening to a podcast a couple days ago, I don't know how long ago it's been, but a lady was walking down a trail. This is upper BC, and it was pooping in a lake.
Oh,
And
really?
I thought, how intelligent is that if you want to hide your scat?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they do that at Southport. I mean, who knows,
Well, plus it's like a what they call it, a boudet or whatever. kind
Yes,
of
right.
kind of washes it afterward. Yeah.
Yeah, you get clean, so
Yeah.
that works.
So it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to find a bunny rabbit to wipe with, so they got to be creative.
Or a big, what are the big leaves? This big
Yeah.
sycamore leaves or something. Yeah. So
Squirrels probably work good because you grab that tail
probably,
and kind of work it a little bit.
unless they bite, and then that probably wouldn't be too much
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Mm.
I got a couple more pictures here that Carrie sent me. Let me get us back over to that. Can you see it where you're at?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
The footprint.
I know. Well, I mean, I know Amy's outside, so I don't know how well she can see it. But
Oh.
Yeah, I can see.
Oh, wait a minute. Is that all I got on that one? Ah,
No, it's the dog.
yeah. Okay, let me go to this other one then. Back up here. All right, that's the first one. That looks like maybe Morgan's knob.
Yep.
Is that what that
That
is?
is. Yes, sir.
Oh, geez.
Guess where
Is
that
that?
one is?
Had to do that. Yeah, where are we?
Are you Egypt Valley?
Nope.
Nope.
Are you in Ohio?
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's
Well,
at
originally I was
Southport.
going to say. Originally I was going to say that out in front of Morgan's knob, but I don't know.
You're
It
close.
Is it?
in,
No,
it
I
is.
don't know.
It is.
Is it that other
Morgan's
trail?
It is the
That
Knob.
trail over by the
Carrie.
golf course?
Is that the top of Morgan's Knob, Carrie?
That's the top of Morgan's Knob.
Go
Yep.
up of
Oh, it
Morgan's
is.
Knob.
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was Morgan's knob when I first.
yeah.
Okay.
It's the very top, and for whatever reason, you're not allowed to go over the knoll, over the
I've
top of the knob. I don't know why.
I've never been up there. I need to go up there sometime.
It
All the times I've
really
been out
wasn't
there.
that bad.
No, it wasn't. Wasn't as far as I thought. And
Because
that.
somebody told me it gets real narrow and it's pretty steep on either side and it's real narrow at the very top.
Nah,
Like,
it gets a little steep, but not. I don't think it gets narrow anywhere.
No.
But that TP
okay.
structure I sent you, that's right there.
Yeah. This is the main trail at Morgan's Knob.
Yeah, towards the bottom.
Okay.
Before Elizabeth and Mark pooped out on us. Elizabeth kept going off trail.
I'm guessing this was the deer print you're showing with the.
I think that might be
there?
a bear print. See
Or
the
is that a footprint?
like nails? Well, there's a deer print, and then
Yeah, I was
closer to
wondering about that.
I thought it was a bear print. I just took a picture because I thought it might be a bear. I didn't know what it was. But,
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering about this claw marks or whatever they are, or I didn't know if that was like a boot tread or what it was.
I don't
so
know.
then I thought, maybe you were just showing that deer print.
Nah, it's just thought it was interesting. That's all. Nothing biggie.
Well, to the right or up above where those claw marks are, that looks kind of like a narrow footprint, and it's sunk in pretty good. I don't know.
I don't know.
It could be a boot, though.
Yeah.
Is that at Morgan's Knob too?
I think it was that day on the Morgan's Knob Trail.
This is up top. This TV.
Yeah.
Because you guys showed me them other ones that were, down at the bottom. There's like 5 or I think there in that area.
Yeah, they seem to be all about the place there at Morgan's Knob.
Is this the same one, or is this a different one?
Yeah, the same one.
Okay.
You kind of see. I don't think I caught part of Amy's. So you can see, like I was standing in that opening there.
Oh, really? Pretty big then. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This heading back down, or
that is that little creek that you showed the video. That's just we were just checking it out. Little runoff there on the Morgan's Knob Trail. It's It's just off the Morgan's Knob Trail.
There's the video. So that's the one that runs like down in that ravine on the main trail where you're going along the pines. Is that creek?
It's after the pines.
Oh, yeah. You go down and then you could turn right or left. It's down in that ravine. That's what I meant. Yeah. I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
Yeah, it would have been in there. The top.
Okay. That's part of Morgan's Knob there. It's such a cool place. That's like one of my favorite places to go there.
Yeah.
Is this up top?
Yep, that's the same one.
Oh, okay.
That's probably right when I was standing on a trail and I took a picture of it. So it's not that far off the trail.
Was there more than one up there or just that one?
I think it's just that one right there. Was there another one, Amy? I don't think so.
No, I think that was the only one.
Yeah.
This is getting dark here.
Yeah, it's just my moon picture. That's it when we were at camp.
Oh,
back
okay.
At camp.
Yep, phone really does good for being dark.
Yeah, it does all right.
I'm guessing you had to hold it really still. It probably took it a second to open the shutter and close again.
Yeah, you got to watch. I accidentally turned my flash. I didn't have my flash turned off, so I feel like I upset the squatches there for a second. I had to apologize. It's like, no, no flashing.
This looks like a little cave. Is this at the top of Morgan?
It's getting towards the top, but you're breaking up a lot there. There was some sort of trail off of the Morgan's Knob Trail. Maybe
it looks like a little cave there.
It is a little cave, right? And I walked off that trail a little ways. It might have been like a ski machine trail or something. I don't know. That's at Morgan's Knob still.
Cool. Been in that tree there.
Yeah. It's just a pretty day. We've been so lucky with all the pretty warm days so far.
I was hoping Elizabeth would join us so we could talk about when you went camping.
Yeah.
I don't think she's going to be here. And then Amy was saying that she had walked away when you guys heard that and came back and could tell by your reactions that something had happened when you were camping.
Yeah.
So did you, Elizabeth and Mark and Amy?
Mm-hmm.
Is that who? Okay.
Yeah, we were around the campfire listening to something Amy was playing on her phone. It was a lady talking about her story on, I think, Sasquatch Chronicles. We were just listening. I was kind of dozing off. I think both Elizabeth and Mark were starting to doze off too. It was like near the end of the story, and Amy had gotten up to go to the picnic table just a couple feet away. And we heard, she was over here, and I heard over on the other side a lady talking down in the ravine. I can't remember. I mean, I don't know. It was like, who knows what she said, but it was like an excited, like, blah, blah, blah. Like,
yeah.
We all like popped up and looked at each other, and Mark got up and got his night vision or something. I don't know, but we were really excited. We knew it was not a person. It was late. I mean, how late do you think it was, Amy?
I'd say it was after 11 at least.
This was say, like, what, middle of February?
It was February 22nd. Was that right, Carrie? Or 26th?
Oh, 26th.
I think we went 26th and 27th. I think. Well, I can't remember the dates.
Yeah, I'm not good with dates.
But yeah, I didn't hear it. I had gotten up to fix a drink, and they were. I was facing them, and I could tell that something had happened. And I'm like, what is it? What happened? And they said, and then so of course they all asked that that question, did you hear that? And, I could tell all of them had, but me, I didn't hear it. And so,
Did you hear
but
any
it did.
movement? Did you hear any movement back in there, or just a voice?
I mean, a couple of times maybe there might have been a little bit of movement, but what I heard, and I think, Carrie, you heard it too, was the whistle that came from behind my left shoulder and maybe your right shoulder from where we were sitting and in between us. And it was like a sharp whistle. But that's really, possibly why when I went to bed on Saturday. So it would have been or not Saturday, I'm sorry, on Tuesday. It was just Elizabeth and I. And we just slept in the van together. And possibly there was a bang on the side of the van probably about 2:00 in the morning.
Oh, really?
But it was storming that night. So I don't know if maybe like a branch, something, flew off and hit the van, or
Huh.
I didn't find anything in the morning. But yeah, it was kind of an uneventful trip, but it was still good. They're all good. They're all good trips.
Oh, yeah. A
And
couple
now
of
my dog is bringing. Oh, put that down.
it was like I don't
Deer
know. It was like
carcass.
2 weeks ago. I think there was a storm came through, pretty good storm. I mean, it wasn't really thundering, but it thundered a couple times, but it was raining pretty good. But anyway, it was about 2 in the morning, and we heard this loud thump, and I went in the other room. That's when I realized it was still raining pretty hard, but I don't know what it was. We've heard it. It's happened a couple times. It sounded like something hitting the side of the house, is what it sounds like. But
Interesting.
yeah, it's happened. Then it happened several months before that. It happened one night.
And how far are you from the tree?
Well, that's
Oh,
downstream from where we are. It's probably, I would guess it's close to 10 miles if you went straight down the creek.
well,
I
10
mean, it's not
miles
that
really
far.
isn't that far.
No,
Right, right. Very
I don't
interesting. But
know.
I can go ahead.
I don't know. I mean, we got, as Carrie calls them, booger lights. We got one on the garage and one on the side of the house. So that, I think that would kind of deter them from coming close to the house. But you never know. I mean, if they come in between the garage and the house from the woods, they could actually come right up to the house that way without triggering it. But
Right.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Well, and I mean, I think if they're, if it's able to be figured out, I think that they can figure it out. And
Y'all,
I do believe they follow people home.
I've heard of. I heard somebody talking about they came out in their yard and they found these sticks like laying all along their yard, kind of in a line, and they figured out that was, if you went on just past those sticks, that was trigger that light.
Yeah, that was me. That was the lady that was here in Monroe County who had me up there a couple times, and she called me and I had told her, I said, she was, I don't want them around here. And I said, well, put up some motion detector lights, floodlights if you can, I just given her some ideas, hang some cheap game cameras around. And she called me and she said, my firewood's getting moved. And I said, your firewood's getting moved? She said, yeah. And she said, can you come up here? And I come up and it was all in a line, just right across. And if you'd step across that piece of firewood, the light would come on.
I've
And
actually heard that like 3 different times.
yeah,
Besides yours, I've heard it from a couple different people
yeah.
talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think if they can figure it out, I mean, if it's able to be figured out, they can figure it out. I
Well,
don't think that they give them the credit that they deserve as far as their intelligence is.
well, that kind of backs up the idea that they can see IR. If they're putting
Right,
it in a line right where it's going to trigger it, they must be able to see it.
right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether they stepped over and they figured, well, and it came on. I don't know, but I just know that
Well,
all that firewood was lined up.
considering that nobody really has any luck with game cams,
Right,
they either are
exactly.
able to hear them or they can see the IR.
Or if they can smell the batteries. I know they say the batteries have like a sweet smell. So
Yeah.
I don't know, but um, uh, if I can get to it, I'm walking towards this cave, and it's pretty big. I don't know how far back it goes, but the
Well,
opening is huge,
we'll do some
long.
spelunking, find out.
What is it?
Do some spelunking and find out how far.
Well, the
I've been
problem
watching.
is that. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I've been watching that Expedition Bigfoot. You ever watch it?
Yes, I have not for a long time now.
It's where they were in Alaska and Russell found a cave or a mine, an abandoned mine, and they brought this robot dog. It looked like a dog, but it was a robot that went back in there to make sure the air quality was okay and structurally okay. You don't have one of those with you, do you?
No, no, I don't. I guess I could send in my little Itsy, my
No,
little,
don't do
my
that.
little. She's a mighty dog. She'd probably go for it. But it's it's a I don't know if I'll make it or not. It's quite a ways away. But there's several. I don't know if they're really caves or not. But and I don't know if there's so much rock in this area. It almost reminds you kind of like Hocking Hills almost.
That's what I was gonna say. That sounds like Hocking Hills.
Yeah, there's so much rock. There's so many rock formations, and uh, there's no wonder there's so many coyotes because they could definitely, use them for, you know, get in there and use little dens and stuff. But yeah, there's just rocks all over the place. Boulders, big rocks. And then there seems to be, I don't know if they're actual caves or not, but there's some type of opening. I don't know. It's
Well, I remember seeing some show they were talking about, like at Mammoth Cave. One of the signs that there's caves around is that you see these little sinkholes, like a little crater. They're usually about 8, 10 feet wide, and it just sinks down about 4 feet deep, just like a little crater. That's a sign that there's caves in the area because
Oh, is that right?
they're all over down at Mammoth Cave.
I was watching. I was listening to. I think I posted on the group, my group. They were having a roundtable discussion talking about caves and how the government won't put out a map of the cave systems in the United States.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was really interesting. I mean, I get that why they wouldn't. Um, but they said, they have found a lot of like uh, carcasses in caves, and
Yeah.
something's utilizing them sometimes.
Well, Mammoth Cave, they say they've never explored all of it yet.
Wow.
Nobody's ever explored all of it. You know that sinkhole I was talking about. There's one there at Hosax. You know
Oh, really?
where? Yeah, remember when me and Carrie went up that little? Uh, it's like a little trail that goes up in there. It's not the main trail, but it's closer to the lake. You know where I'm talking about? You guys all came up in there
Yes.
after
Uh-huh.
after we went up there. There's a sinkhole right there. That's what I'm talking about. That's one of those. When you first
Okay,
go up that little hill and it
I
levels
think
out, there's a
it's
sinkhole.
yeah, I think Elizabeth and I found that. Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
hear what you're saying. Oh, there's something up there.
there's something moving.
I heard movement. Uh, oh, anyway. Right. So when's our next camping trip?
Well, you said in May. There's one in April that Bill Rigby's doing.
There's actually 3 of them in April.
Oh, there is.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. I don't have the calendar in front of me, but I believe that Sosby comes in on the 16th and leaves the 21st. Mark Burris is coming in on the 22nd, leaves the 25th. And then, oh, excuse me, Bill Rigby comes in on the 25th and leaves 28th or 29th, maybe.
I think Josh is having something too.
Oh, okay.
Same time as Bill.
Oh, the same
I
time
think
as
it.
Bill.
Yeah, I think they
Okay.
decided just to do it together.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, I am thinking about like maybe trying to. So I heard on I was watching I don't know, a thread or something of talking about some of the squatchiest places in Ohio, and somebody said Lamping Homestead, which is only about 20 minutes from me. It's in Wayne National Forest. And I said, really?
I
And
think
they
I
said,
saw that same comment.
yeah. And I said, really, why do you say that? And they said that they'd had some strange experiences there, which lamping is really interesting. The people that it's got a really kind of crazy story to it. There's a cemetery up on the hill, a family plot, and uh, the family that's started that farm or whatever, they up and left because so many people died of their family members died. It's kind of got this strange story to it.
Hmm.
It lamping's really cool, but you have to carry your stuff in.
Well, that sounds like that Wolf Run that you were talking about.
Well, that would be Wolf Run. No, Wolf Run's got. In fact, I just stopped at Wolf Run this past week when I was coming back from my daughter's. Wolf Run. No, they have regular campsites, just like Salt Fork does.
I
And then
thought you couldn't drive back to them.
they
That you
have
had to
a
walk back.
well, that's the group camp.
Oh,
And
okay.
I actually talked to one of the rangers, and he told me if you can get back up in there, you can go in. And I said, well, that's a big if.
Dude, that's your own risk. In other words.
Yes, yes, yeah. It's actually a fly-in camp. Like it's a walking camp from the airport. There's a little airport, Noble County Airport, right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess they used to fly in to the runway, and they would walk through this field to the camp, and that's where they would stay. What I was told.
It's fancy.
Yeah.
So Lamping has a campground there too.
Oh yeah, they have a campground. At a really pretty little lake, and I mean it's Wayne National, so there's tons of trails. And then not far from that is Rings Mills, and these are all national campgrounds.
Is what?
So they're national campgrounds.
What do you mean they're national campgrounds?
Was it's being a national forest? You know, Wayne National
Yeah,
is a national forest. All the campgrounds are. Well, actually, I
it's
believe
dispersed camping.
you can disperse camp. Yeah, in the
Yeah,
national forest.
yeah,
Yes, I've done that
for
in
free.
there.
Yeah,
Yep. Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah. Their
talked to the
campgrounds are all
park
free.
rangers, the forest rangers. I talked to them, called their office, and made sure about that. That you can camp anywhere in National Forest, as long as you're not on the road or blocking the trail. You got to be like
Right.
200 feet from water.
Right.
There's just a few little things they want you to. You can't be near the trail. You can't be near water, and it's probably because people have had their tent get washed away, being right up by a creek or something.
Right. Um. Yeah, I would love to camp at Lamping, but I don't think I'd want to camp there by myself. I've camped at Rings Mills by myself, and I never had any problems, never had any issues.
Hmm.
But yeah, so it was interesting that somebody would bring that up that close to home, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah, all that stuff's close to you.
Somewhat,
Yeah,
somewhat.
I went to take a hike with Ernie a while back. It was 2 hours for me to get there, down by Ernie's house.
Hmm.
Where was that at?
East Fork.
Oh, okay. Okay. Huh. How was that?
I think we went to the wrong side from what we talked to somebody, and they said that a lot of the sightings were on the north side of the park. We were on the south side. We walked. I mean, it was kind of nice. We walked back in there, and we went off trail. We were up on a ravine, and we could see like there's a pretty good sized lake there, and there's an inlet that comes in off from the lake, comes into the woods there, and it's like a sandbar on either side, and I could see there was footprints down there, and
Really?
so I thought. I was telling Ernie, I said we need to go down and check that out. It looks like there's footprints walking up to the water, and so we made our way down there. We both slid and fell down the hill, slid down the hill. It's real steep.
Uh-oh.
I mean, we didn't get hurt or nothing, but we slid down, got all muddy. But anyway, we got down there. It was boot
You tend to
prints.
get
You could
muddy,
tell.
don't you?
Yeah, but it was somebody that came in from out along the edge of the lake. They walked back in there, and we didn't see
Oh, okay.
any deer or anything the whole time. We were even looking for like evidence of deer, like where they rub on a tree.
Right.
And I mean, we saw very few footprints, hoof prints, and really no signs of them where they scraped trees. So I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, it was kind of odd that we didn't see much. Didn't see much deer poop anywhere. A couple spots we did, but I don't know. Not like a lot of
I
places.
know. It doesn't make any sense. I stopped at Caesar's Creek also, and I was impressed by the wildlife. But now the park was kind of run down, but they have a group camp at Caesar's Creek.
Oh,
And
yeah,
okay, I'm going to show you this. I want to show you. If I hope you can see. If I just turn my phone around,
yeah,
will that work?
should be. Should.
Okay, I'm going
Yeah.
to. This is the biggest cave I've found here. But okay, can you see this? I don't know if you can see it or not.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like a. Yeah, I can see it.
Oh yeah.
Ways off the road.
Yeah, it's a ways off the road.
Is it big enough you can walk in, or you have to crawl in, or what?
I would
Looks
say
like.
that I could probably walk in on the left side. It looks like it's high enough that I could walk in. But on the right side, it kind of goes down a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, it's hard to tell. I couldn't tell how big the opening is.
Yeah. Oh, it's really wide. It's
Yeah, it
long.
looks wide. Doesn't look very tall, is what I was
No, it's
thinking.
not very tall. No, no. And there's stuff like that all along here. So,
Hmm.
yeah, I wanted to show you that.
Cool.
So, well, I should get my dogs in the car and get them. Did you want to talk about anything else?
Well, I just mainly wanted to hear about the voices that you guys heard, and then
Well,
talk about that print. So,
you can hang there with Carrie, and maybe she would tell you more about it because I said I didn't hear it. But thanks for having me on.
well, thanks for coming on. I'm glad you could
Okay.
share that print you found or possible print.
I
Hopefully, you
hope I
find
wasn't
something
too
else.
boring.
No.
Okay, well, hopefully we'll be camping soon.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going to try to
Can't
make the
wait.
one in May. So,
Okay. All right. Not coming to the one in April.
no, I can't make that one. But,
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, take care, guys.
You
all
too.
right.
Talk to
Thank
you
Good
soon.
you.
talking to you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Be careful.
Thank you.
Yeah. I wish I had the audio going.
Yeah, I do too.
Elizabeth called the other day and we were talking dadgumming that we didn't have our audio going again
She
because
didn't have hers going either, huh?
no, none of us.
Hmm.
Just I don't know. Just I guess didn't. That's when that happens. You don't expect anything to happen. You don't have your stuff going,
Yeah.
and then
Well,
something happens.
we weren't recording back in December when we were all sitting around there, but nothing happened either. But if it would have happened, we would have been kicking
Yeah.
ourselves
Yep.
then too. Turn it on.
Yeah. It was really cool because we were there at the last. They only have one campground open, I think. It's on this road they did, and then they have the road actually closed after that, and then further on is. I think there's another campground further on, but it was closed, and then the
I
beach
think
is
it's
further on.
A, B, and C. Were you in
I think
C or
C. Yeah.
C? Okay.
C, and then it's like this big, horseshoe, I guess, and we were on the far end, and then so it's by the road, but they're just right there. There's all those woods right there. You were at that campsite, the very same one.
Yeah.
And then there's that ravine down there, and that's where that voice came from. In that ravine.
Did you get down the next day and look around, or?
Yeah, there was nothing. There's
Nothing.
actually a trail. I mean, it's not even marked. I accidentally saw it as I was going to the restroom, and I walked down it. It's like I guess a hunting trail because it was marked with the purple walking guy thing, and then there was a couple other purple markers. And it actually crossed the little creek there in the ravine and went across and then down, and I mean, who knows how far it went, but yeah, I didn't go down with anything. No phone, no gun, no anything. And then it was like starting to rain. I thought, I'm out of sight of camp. I better head back. So, but nothing. Of course, there's nothing, but it would have been easy for something to like sneak up the hill there. I mean, there's all these little noises all night long, the leaves rustling and stuff like that. The tree that we were camped next to still had some leaves on it, like a leaf here and there, and they would rustle every now and again, making noise. So I don't know. Nothing major, but I mean, man, I really wish I could hear that voice again because you can't rationalize it away no matter how hard you try, because that there's no other campers. There's a beach down there. The road was closed. We know if people were down there, past a certain point because it's dark. And
I meant to mention to Amie, I forgot to say it. I was going to say it, that when me and Eric went, we were over by the dam. It was that time when we rode with Amie followed us over there, and she was waiting down in the parking lot. And me and Eric, that's where I sunk into the swamp there. So we went up top of that ravine, and it started pouring down raining really hard, and we got soaked. But it was raining for a while. We said, well, we're already wet. We might as well just keep on going. So we kept on hiking around up there on the ravine, and I kept thinking I was hearing talking, but with the rain, it was hard to tell that. But it kept sounding like I was hearing some kind of voice or two, like off in the distance. But I didn't say anything. I kept hearing it. And I was like, man, that sounds like somebody talking. And then next thing I know, Eric said, I keep hearing sound like somebody talking. So then I realized he was hearing it too. I wasn't just imagining it. But yeah, we both were hearing something. You just couldn't really make it out because of the rain. But
Yeah.
so I don't know.
Yeah, that was pretty
I know there wasn't
interesting.
anybody else out there hiking in the rain. We were the only ones goofy enough to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plus, there wasn't any cars down there except Amy's van and my truck. That was all that was there. So,
I don't think there's anything around on the other side, like house-wise, up on the top of the, in between there and the road where you guys were. I don't think there's anything up there.
No,
like cabins or.
No, we walked quite a ways around up there. So, it looked like there was a really old road, like maybe an old fire road or something from 40 years ago. We saw the remnants of that. So we followed that for a ways, but yeah, there's nothing up there.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Wish I could hear it again.
I know what you mean. Just like that eye glow, I'd like to see that again.
Yeah. I hope we get to see that again this year. I keep wondering how we can, other than knowing the area, because I've, been back with no leaves on, and I know there's no lights back there, that it could be house lights or, the direction that we're looking. But it would be nice to be able to debunk it in another way, other than going into the woods and after what's in there all lit up, I don't want to turn my flashlight on it. I don't want to walk towards it. So,
well, that first night that we went back there, we were hearing so much moving around back in there. The sticks breaking, sound like something walking around. And then that last time when me and you went over and sat along the tree line there, we were hearing a lot of stuff walking around back in there too.
Yeah, that might be all we really need to do is just sit there and wait for them to come to us.
Yeah.
Be more predictable I don't know. Maybe after last year, us just sitting there and chilling in the woods, they might know us by now and amp it up again this year, maybe. Amp it up a little bit.
Maybe get more comfortable.
I don't know. That eye glow just blows my mind and really want to see it again, really want to study it more, but how do you study it?
I don't know. What, when we came out, or when we came out of the trail and we're looking back, there's no doubt that wasn't lights, what we were seeing.
Yep. There's that. And then when you look to the side, when you're in there and you're looking into the woods, not down the side, not down the trail, but, into the woods, perpendicular to the trail. Yeah. There's no other explanation, because if you look on the map and everything, there's nothing over that way that's going to produce a light.
Well, like when we were looking back away from camp, it was a pair and they were the same distance apart moving.
Mm-hmm.
And
it was obvious. Yeah. It was unbelievable. I still am like, did that really happen? Because I asked them to do it.
Yeah.
And they did it. And I don't know. It's just really
Well, it's
wild.
like that time at Morgan's Knob. I mean, they look like when you see a deer. That's what it looked like, except we weren't shining any lights. That's because at first I'm thinking that's just got to be deer. But then I'm thinking, wait a minute, none of us are shining a light. How are we seeing their eyes?
So were those as bright as the ones at camp?
No, they weren't. No, they weren't that bright, but you could see them pretty good. They weren't. I mean, well, we saw back on the food plot trail was really bright. Kind of crazy. I mean, they would get bright and then go dim again, but they would be. Yeah, they weren't as bright as that.
I don't know.
It's bizarre. Like I said, I'd like to be able to study it, but I don't know. It's just so random. You never know when you're going to see it and how long.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been pondering it all winter, and I still haven't come up with a game plan on how to know more.
I think we have the right idea to just go back to an area in the dark with no light and just stay. Let them come up, check us out.
Yeah. Yep. I hope it'll be a fruitful year. I'm excited. I'll be more comfortable this year. But because nothing bad happened.
Yep.
To the whole season. We made it out alive.
Well, I mean, other than them throwing that stuff at Hosack, which they didn't really seem aggressive. It just seemed more playful than anything.
Yeah. I mean, when it was just us four girls there at the campground, it got pretty hairy. I mean, nothing was hitting us or anything, but stuff was getting close and loud. But it's funny how like Amie will just like twice that time she stood up and was like, "Hey, you're getting too close and you're getting too loud. Back off." And it would just, get quiet or get quiet for a little bit, and then you'd hear something far away. So it was pretty wild. I don't know. Maybe we can be a little braver and not tell them to back off this year.
Yeah.
But yeah. When one or two in the group get scared, Amy's like, "All right, that's enough." But which is good. Sets boundaries and stuff. So
They listen to
yeah,
her.
they do. But yeah, I'm excited for the year. See what happens.
Are you going to go in April?
I would like to Mark's on the 22nd, I think. I have written down. I didn't have they're all in that 3-week period, so yeah, I would definitely try to go to Mark's for sure on the 22nd. Starts on a Monday. Yeah. Oh wait, no, I'm not sure. I think she did say the 22nd, but it's that week.
I think she said like the 15th to the 22nd or something like that.
Yeah, Sosby is the week before. I think starting the 15th there. And then I can't remember who. Maybe it was Mark right after Sosby, and then Bill Rigby after his. I have to write them all down. I don't have them all written down.
I might be able to come that week. I don't know. I'll have to see. Can't after the 22nd, but if it's a week before, I might be able to come out for part of it.
It'd be for the Sosby one then.
Do what?
That would be for the Sosby one, then I think, before the 22nd.
Oh, I thought that's when Mark's was.
I think this starts the 22nd.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it'd be the Sosby then, I guess.
Yeah.
Which, whenever I come to theirs, I just come there to use the campground. I don't really come there for the group. I'm in the group, but it's
Yeah.
I don't ever go to the meetings.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever. I think they've been canceled. I think I've been to 2 of
Well, they
theirs. And they
canceled
were
the one.
canceled.
Yeah, the last time we were there, they canceled because of the rain.
Yeah.
I think they meet like every month out there.
Oh,
They have
I think I
through the
did know
summer.
that.
Yeah,
I forget.
I think they start in the spring and then they go all the way into the fall. Every month they have a little thing out there.
Hmm.
But,
Cool.
yeah, I don't usually make it too often. Only when you guys are going, usually.
Yeah. I
Kind of
try to get
far.
out there as much as I can. We'll see.
Well, I definitely want to get out there pretty soon. I'm itching to get out after
Yeah.
being in all winter.
I know. I wanted to stop there yesterday. I had to go up to Cambridge and then up to Zanesville to their Sam's Club. So we're having a problem getting fries for the food truck. And there's this Flint farm. It's called Nether's Flint Farm, and they only have this certain particular kind of flint. It's a rainbow flint, and
Yeah.
it's just in that one area. So really cool. It's maybe we could do a side. I don't know how. It can't be more than yeah. It might be a little ways if we're camping at Salt Fork because I think it was maybe a half-hour drive from Cambridge west. So that might be a little too far. I'd say for like a little side trip one day. But yeah, if you like rocks and rock digging and rock picking with your grandkids, that might be a fun day. It's like $10 to get in and then $1 per pound, which adds up quick. But yeah, I mean, there's just flint laying all over the ground. You can dig it up. I guess they dug like our group in particular, a couple holes right before we got there. And but yeah, there's like just big giant pieces of flint just hanging out of the, in the ground still, and different colored ones. I mean, it's amazing all the different colors. Crazy.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to get something to do fires with. Just get the spark off of it.
Yeah, they said it's not really good for napping, this kind.
Oh.
Or maybe it's just where it's located at the farm, and maybe they might have other areas where they do have stuff that's good for napping. I don't really know. But yeah, it's really cool. We got the rock tumbler, so we'll see what happens with it after it tumbles.
Oh, you got a rock tumbler?
Yeah, a couple now. I don't.
No.
But they're in the house.
Well, I was thinking about trying to make one. I saw where a guy made one with an old tire and a sewing machine that he got like from Goodwill. And he hooked the tire up to the spindle on the sewing machine and put the rocks inside the tire, and it just turns it.
It's a good idea.
Yeah. Thinking about trying that.
Be a cool little science experiment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you can
they're
always find sewing
running.
machines at Goodwill.
Yeah. I have a sewing machine. I don't know how to use it.
Oh, you don't? Yeah, I've got a couple of them. My son bought me one, brand new one. It's a Project Runway, made by Brother.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty nice one. It's got a lot of different fancy stitches you can do on it. I learned to
Yeah.
sew in the job I was doing, insulating, because we had to make these removable insulation pads.
Hmm.
So I mean, I'm not a seamstress by any means, but I can do some general sewing.
Yeah, I mean, I can do basic, but nothing crazy. My mom used to quilt and stuff, and I think she had that brother machine that you're talking about.
Oh,
It was
okay.
neat,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's definitely a skill.
Yeah, it's something you got to practice, that's for sure. Like a lot of things, just takes practice.
Yep. Oh, I'll show you my latest creation. It still needs fired. I have all the other stuff at the clay shop getting fired. This is a vase with my business logo on it. Is it backwards?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's backwards. Oh no, it's not backwards. It's hard. You can't see it very good. I don't know. It looks a lot better in person. You
Well,
can't
it's
get it
probably
on
got a
the.
lot of little detail that's hard to see.
Yeah, it's supposed to look like a log too, like wood.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah, I can
yeah.
see kind of the grain on it.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a Stein, but the handle broke off, so it's a vase now.
I
Apparently, you
thought that.
can't put the handle on when it's it has to be the same consistency. The clay.
Well, I would think you'd probably use wire, wouldn't you?
What is it?
When you
Wire?
use wire, yeah,
For what?
for the handle.
Mm-mm.
Hmm.
You talking about putting wire in the handle?
Yeah, I would.
Hmm.
I mean, that's how they do like sculptures of like a figure. Like if you're just going to do
Oh,
a Bigfoot, a lot of times they'll make like a wire out of wire. They'll make the actual frame, the arms and the
yeah,
legs,
I've seen that.
and then they'll put the clay over that
Huh.
so it won't break.
But where would you? I mean,
If I was going to do that, like what you had, I would make a ring on the bottom and a ring on the top, and have a wire, the handle connect to both of those, and then I would cover it all with clay. But that's the way I would do it. I'd make a ring for the bottom and a ring for the top that would support the handle.
Oh, yeah, I never thought of it that way.
That have it all inside the clay.
Hmm.
But I guess if you're turning it on like a potter's wheel, it's kind of hard to do that. You probably have to turn it and then put the wire in it.
Yeah, it'd be hard to cover it and make it all like smooth, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. I'm still learning.
Yeah,
I was thinking maybe that flint, I could incorporate it in some of my sculptures somehow.
Yeah. I thought that, I don't know if you watched that video I sent you, that where that girl did it like on her wall. She did like a clay sculpture on the wall. I thought that was kind of a neat idea.
That is a cool idea. I don't think I have a wall really that I could do that with. That'd take a lot of clay too.
Yeah.
And it'd be a lot of weight. But then how would she fire it too? I wonder.
I don't know. That's what I was wondering. I didn't watch the video very much. I just saw the beginning of it, what she was doing.
Maybe air dry clay. Air dry clay.
Yeah, it's lighter weight.
Yeah, I haven't worked with that
it's
yet.
Not as heavy. That like a polymer clay. Of course, I think they bake that too.
I'm not sure. Clay. I haven't played with that.
Well, a little over an hour. I guess we ought to call this one a show.
Alrighty.
Ramble at the end of it.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and sign us off for tonight. Good to get together with you and Amie again to talk about your trip.
Yeah. Awesome. Yep.
All right.
See you next time.
Until the next
Thanks
time.
for having me.